Have you ever laid down in bed completely exhausted, and yet your mind just refuses to shut off? You close your eyes, you try to relax, but your thoughts keep running. You turn to one side, then the other, and somehow, the more you try to sleep, the more awake you feel. And the worst part is, you can feel your body getting heavier, but your mind stays alert, almost like it doesn't want to let go. But here's something most people don't know. There is a technique, originally developed for military use, that can help you fall asleep in under 2 minutes. And no, it doesn't involve medication, it doesn't require perfect silence, and it doesn't depend on being naturally good at sleeping. It's a process, a very specific sequence, that, when done correctly, gradually shuts down your body, and then your mind. But there's a problem. Most people who try this technique fail, not because it doesn't work, but because they miss small details that make all the difference. So in this video, you're not just going to hear about the method, you're going to understand why it works. And by the end, you'll be able to use it tonight. The first thing you need to understand is this. Sleep is not something you force. It's something that happens when resistance disappears. Your body already knows how to sleep. What's stopping it is tension. Physical tension, and mental tension, and most people carry both without even realizing it. Your shoulders stay slightly tight, your jaw is not fully relaxed, your breathing is shallow, and your brain is constantly scanning, thinking, processing, replaying. So the goal of this technique is not to make you sleep. It's to remove everything that's keeping you awake. Step 1 begins with your face. This might sound strange, but your face holds more tension than you think. Start by relaxing your forehead. Let it go completely. Then your eyes. Don't squeeze them shut. Just let them rest naturally. Relax your cheeks, your jaw. Let your tongue fall loosely inside your mouth. No pressure, no control. Just release. Most people skip this part, but this alone already signals your brain that it's safe to shut down. Now move to your shoulders. Let them drop. Not slightly, fully. Feel them sink into the bed, then your arms. Start from the top and go down slowly. Upper arm, forearm, hands, fingers. Let everything feel heavy, almost like your body is melting into the surface. Now you're breathing. Don't try to control it too much. Just slow it down. Inhale, gently. Exhale, longer than the inhale. Again, slow and natural. Your body begins to shift, your heart rate lowers. Your system starts transitioning from alert to rest. Now comes the most important part. Your legs. Relax your thighs, then your knees, your calves, and finally, your feet. At this point, your entire body should feel heavy, loose, still. But here's where most people fail. The mind. Even when the body is relaxed, the mind keeps going. So the technique adds one final step. Mental clearing. You need to give your brain something simple and neutral. Imagine yourself lying in a quiet, dark room, or floating on calm water, with nothing around you. No sound, no movement. If thoughts appear, don't fight them. Just return to the image. Over and over again. There is also a phrase you can repeat in your mind. Don't think, don't think, don't think. It sounds simple, but it works as a reset. A way to interrupt the flow of thoughts. Now here's the truth most people ignore. This doesn't always work instantly the first time, and that's where they give up. But the original military method was trained over weeks. Not once, not twice. Repeated. Until the body learns the pattern. Until relaxation becomes automatic. Because what you're really doing here is training your nervous system. You're teaching it how to switch off. And once it learns, it becomes easier, faster, more natural. Now let's talk about something important. Why your mind resists sleep. Because sleep feels like loss of control. Your brain is designed to keep you alert, to keep you aware. So when you try to force sleep, it pushes back. That's why effort makes it worse, and letting go makes it happen. Another thing most people don't realize is how much your environment matters. Light, temperature, noise, even small changes affect your ability to sleep. But the technique works because it focuses on something deeper, your internal state. Now imagine this. You're lying in bed tonight. You follow every step. Your face relaxes. Your body becomes heavy. Your breathing slows. Your mind quiets. And for the first time, you don't chase sleep. You allow it. And then it happens. Not suddenly, but softly. Your awareness fades. Your thoughts dissolve. And you drift. But here's the final detail. The one almost nobody talks about. If you break the process too early, if you check your phone, if you open your eyes, if you start thinking again, you reset everything. That's why consistency is everything. So tonight, don't try to sleep. Follow the process. Trust it. Let your body do what it already knows. And once you experience it, you'll understand something simple. Sleep was never the problem. The resistance was. If this helped you understand how your mind and body really work, stay with this channel, because most people go through life without ever learning how to control this. And the next time you lay down and your mind starts racing, remember this: you don't need to fight it. You just need to let go. And maybe tonight you'll finally understand what it feels like to fall asleep in minutes. And here's something even deeper. Most people think sleep is just a physical process. Close your eyes, wait, and eventually it happens. But sleep is actually a transition, a shift from control to surrender. And that's exactly where most people struggle. Because during the day, your mind is trained to stay active, to solve problems, to anticipate, to react. So when night comes, it doesn't just stop. It continues out of habit. Think about your day. The constant stimulation, notifications, conversations, decisions, screens. Your brain never truly gets a break. So when you finally lie down, it's like asking a machine that's been running all day to suddenly turn off. And it resists. Not because something is wrong, but because it was never guided into slowing down. This is why this technique works so well. It doesn't force sleep. It creates a path, a gradual descent, from activity to stillness, from tension to release, from thinking to silence. And the more you practice it, the more your body begins to recognize the pattern. Your face relaxes faster. Your breathing slows sooner. Your thoughts lose intensity, until eventually we're just starting the process, becomes a signal, a trigger. Your brain begins to associate it with sleep. And that's when everything changes. Because now, you're no longer trying to fall asleep. You're initiating a process that leads there automatically. But there's another layer most people overlook: your internal dialogue, the way you talk to yourself at night. If your thoughts sound like this: I need to sleep. Why can't I sleep? This is going to ruin tomorrow. You're creating pressure, and pressure creates resistance. Instead, the goal is neutrality. No urgency, no expectation, just the process, just the steps. And this is where patience becomes important. Not passive patience, but intentional patience. The kind where you trust the process even if it doesn't work instantly. Because every time you go through it, you're training something deeper. Your nervous system. Now imagine this. A few nights from now, you lie down, and instead of frustration, you feel control. Not control over sleep, but over the process. You know exactly what to do. You relax your face. Your shoulders drop. Your breathing slows. Your mind begins to quiet. And even if sleep doesn't come immediately, you're no longer fighting it. You're inside the process. And that alone changes everything. Because frustration disappears. And without frustration, sleep comes easier. There's also something else worth understanding. Sleep is not a switch. It's a slope, a gradual slide from awareness to unconsciousness. And every small interruption pushes you back up that slope. That's why consistency matters so much. Staying still, keeping your eyes closed, not checking time, not reaching for your phone. Every interruption resets progress, even if it feels small. So the real skill here is not just relaxation, it's commitment, staying with the process long enough for it to work. And once you experience that, once you feel your body completely let go, you'll realize something surprising. You were never bad at sleeping. You were just never shown how. Sleep is natural, but in the modern world, everything around you pulls you away from it. Light, noise, stimulation, thought overload. So learning how to return to that natural state and becomes a skill, a powerful one. And like any skill, it improves with repetition. Night after night, it gets easier, faster, more automatic, until one day, you lie down, and before you even realize it, you're gone. No struggle, no overthinking, no effort, just sleep. And maybe that's the biggest shift of all. Understanding that sleep was never something you had to chase. It was always something you had to allow. So tonight, when you go to bed, don't try harder. Don't force it. Don't fight your mind. Just follow the process, step by step, calmly, without pressure, and let your body do what it was always designed to do. Because once you remove resistance, sleep doesn't need to be forced, it happens. And maybe tonight, for the first time in a long time, you won't be waiting to fall asleep. You'll already be on your way there.